Oh, to be a spy with a life full of espionage, aeroplane snacks, and covert dealings. It all sounds rather romantic, doesn't it? Yes, until you realize that our county's secret service is based in Blundergrad, 2 Point's most toilety city. And trust me, that's no secret.
Lost and found report. It looks like some kind of book. Yes? One book. Students are reminded to set reminders. Janitor required in lecture theatre.
Hello, you're sorry. You're listening to Campus Radio. I'm Maggie Watmore, and I didn't realise I was hosting today's show until 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. I haven't done a show without my notes before, but that doesn't bother me at all.
Now taking students for Spy School. Schedule your lives accordingly. Janitor needed in Gadget Lab.
This next story is about a shed, apparently. That's all I've got. Here to tell us more is Hugh.
That's right, the groundskeeper's shed appears to have moved some 2 to 3 meters overnight. Of course, as an inanimate object, the sudden move has come as somewhat of a shock. One member of the custodial staff described the event as probably the strangest thing to happen in the greater Flemington area. Leading theories range from haunted wood to tectonic shifting, but one fraternity is claiming responsibility for the anomaly. Their spokesperson saying, "We just moved it. It wasn't that heavy. We can move it back if you like." Maggie, back to you.
Despite the rumours, the campus grounds are not a toilet. Janitor needed in dormitory.
Should you study with a friend, or should you ignore them at all costs? We've all asked that question. Here's Wanda with the answer. Last week, I advised you to try studying in pairs, and it seemed like a good idea. Turn time with a book into time with a friend. A no-brainer, right? Wrong, I'm afraid. My roommate made up a mnemonic device for something on my course, but it was so effective that I can't remember what it stands for. All I have left is decorate my salamanders nightly. And what's that? Sorry, Jessie. Back to studying alone. Shame.
Failing students should try to be less terrible. Janitor required in lecture theatre. Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet. Janitor required in bathroom.
Cheesy Gubbins are back. Where did they go? Nowhere. Cheesy Gubbins. The only thing you can count on.
is technically but not socially optional. Janitor required in Savoury Kitchen.
That's it from us at Campus Radio, though my day isn't entirely over. I'm heading to the library to finish and start an essay, and I may be there all night. But I'll be back tomorrow morning for another show. Hopefully I don't fall asleep in the archive section again. Wish me luck.
Failing students should try to be less terrible. Janitor needed in research lab. Frequently asked questions. I believe that smell is you. Janitor required in bathroom. Despite the rumours, the campus grounds are not a toilet. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Enjoy your summer. I know I will.
It's the Harrison Wolf Show, baby. All right. Hey, this is Harrison Wolf, and thanks for stopping by. Today, we're going to be talking about a subject that's near and dear to my heart. The one thing you need when things are getting hairy. You hear something funny outside, or you're just hiding from the milkman. That's right. Today, we're talking panic rooms.
announcement. The campus just got bigger, not necessarily better. The academic year is starting. I hope you have a pencil.
Every good panic room starts with supplies. Now some things are a must. Your crackers, your flashlight, your bottles of water, sure. But don't be afraid to show some personality. I, for one, keep a bowling ball in my panic room. I find it's the perfect place to practice.
Syllabus requesting new room. A new room for the syllabus. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. needed in dormitory.
Now, when it comes to surveillance, I'm strictly an anti-camera kind of guy. My philosophy is, I can't see you, you can't see me. So I like to keep things as low-tech as possible. I'd recommend strategically placed strings attached to some bells. You hear a ring, and you got yourself a visitor. Of course, sometimes it's the doorbell, and you really do have a visitor. If you want to get real crafty, just leave a load of rakes in your yard. No one suspects a rake in the yard, but you'll hear the sucker when he steps on one and takes a handle to the chops. Ouch.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Janitor required in bathroom. Janitor to fix patisserizer.
Hi, I'm Ricky Hawthorne. I don't remember being a student, but I'm sure it happened. People ask me all the time, Ricky, what would you eat if you were a student? And I say, anything from the Crumley student range. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, and above all else, it's affordable. Just like Mama used to make.
needed in dormitory. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Janitor required in bathroom.
Here's a question from Gyro in Duckworth. What are some of your favorite panic room pastimes? And thanks for the question, Gyro. I find that you can have a lot of fun with a little bouncy ball. In fact, one time I was bouncing, lost track of time, and it turned out that I'd been doing it for 16 hours. I went cold turkey after that, meaning I was hungry, and took a turkey sandwich out the freezer. Turkey.
Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you. The summer is a good time to relax and prepare for next year. is expanding, even more than usual.
Here's one for the more advanced panickers amongst you. It's important to be one step ahead. What do I mean by that? Well, you could do a number of things. You could have a trapdoor for a sneaky getaway. You could install your panic room in a hall of mirrors. Or you could hang a sign on the door that says, "Out for lunch." They won't know what's hit them.
The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. Some students have a long way to travel. Is that their problem or ours? Showering is technically but not socially optional.
Let's take one more question before we wrap up here. Here's a good one. What type of wood would you recommend for the furniture in your panic room? Well, you can't go wrong with oak. That baby's a classic for a reason. Me, personally, I like maple. It's heavy, and I like the added water resistance. Plus, it's fun to say. Maple.
first impression. No pressure. The academic year is starting. I hope you have a pencil.
Before you all head off to build your brand new panic rooms, don't forget to take a radio so Harrison can come along for the ride. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Harrison, can't they track me with the frequencies? And the answer is probably yes, but the Harrison Wolf Show is worth the risk. Happy hiding, listeners.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Students eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Janitor needed in dormitory. Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet. Failing students should try to be less terrible.
Hi, hello, yes, I'm Maggie Watmore, doing my best on campus radio. We've got a big show for you today, but I'm trying not to think about it. No, only joking, of course. This is really fun. Let's have some music, shall we?
Announcement. The campus just got bigger, not necessarily better. Needed in dormitory. by school students are reminded not to trust anyone.
And now over to Hugh, and something about a hose.
Yes, that's right. Students were protesting a sudden spike in milkshake prices. I'm told that proceedings were fairly peaceful until a rogue beach ball struck an attendant on the arm. Things got a little tasty, and a garden hose was even used on one student who described himself as fine, just a bit wet. I'll be here bringing you the updates as the story develops. Back to you.
The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now. Welcome, new students. We're more afraid of you than you are of us. Students eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat.
And now, Wanda, with an update on the latest campus fashion trends. anyone who's someone is wearing their shoelaces untied. This trend is here to stay. Oh, there really is something about seeing all those laces dancing in the wind. Yes, we may have seen a fairly drastic uptake in people falling down, but this is the price you pay for fashion.
Failing students should try to be less terrible. Attention, your finger is not a toothbrush. Announcement. Healthy body, healthy mind. I came up with that.
New from Smell My Cash. Being a student is hard enough. The least we could do is give you loads of money. Smell My Cash for students. Sure, you have to pay it back, but that's future you's problem.
Announcement. The campus just got bigger, not necessarily better. doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities. Frequently asked questions. I believe that smell is you.
We've come to the end of today's show, and didn't that fly by? I wasn't timing it or anything, but if I was, I think I'd see that we finished 35 seconds early. I've been Maggie Watmore. I'll be back tomorrow for my next allotted segment. Bye for now.
Janitor required in bathroom. It doesn't matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities. Janitor required in bathroom. It's not your year, it's just another year. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Janitor required in private tuition.
You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. Today I balance two hats jauntily on my one singular head. My regular disc jockeying hat is joined by my occasional chef hat. Yes, I'll be taking you all over 2 Point County as I recount my latest culinary travels when I set out to find the finest foods our great county has to offer. Just a hungry man and his hatchback. It's a tale as old as time.
Attention, your finger is not a toothbrush. grounds are not a toilet.
The culinary world is a lot like the real world. There are places, there are smells, there's a chance you'll get lost. After a series of wrong turns, now 60 miles off course, I was treated to the first food of my trip. A wondering puffed pastry and something I believe to be meat. The buttery sausage-style matter mingled playfully with hints of pine from my air freshener. It was unexpected. It was dangerous. It was cold in the middle.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. Janitor needed in dormitory. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely.
If you ask me, Hogsport boasts the finest milkshakes in 2 Point County. At the Oily Cormorant, they'll serve you a traditional malt in an old leather boot and throw in a salt and vinegar egg. You just cannot beat it. Milkshakes are a great tradition. They're in our blood. In fact, I once received medical attention after enjoying a few dozen shakes and was told that my blood was over 60% ice cream. How we laughed.
matter how desperate you are, no urinating on campus facilities. End of year is approaching. It's too late to start trying.
Schoolwork. Social life. Exercise. Coward. I just can't do it all. There's only one way to fit everything in. Make your life Jumbo. Jumbo University. Be your biggest self.
Your body is a temple, and you wouldn't fill a temple with crisps. Doesn't matter how desperate you are, no urinating on campus facilities.
Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. I'm a huge fan of Yeti cuisine. Yes, our neighbors to the north really know their way around a kitchen. From stews and pickles to 5-tiered sandwiches and, of course, their pies. Cold hands make the boldest pastry, after all, and it is freezing up there. You really must try it. It's the food of the people, and those people are Yetis.
The research lab is a campus facility. No private research. Janitor required in bathroom. Students eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat.
I was famished when I arrived at the Royal Tumble Hotel, so much so that I took advantage of my kitchenette and feasted greedily on some toast. When I returned from a walk, I was stunned to find that all crumbage had been decrumbled. The bed was made and the toilet spotless. Every sign of life had been washed away. You've got to ask yourself, had I really been staying here? Indeed, do I exist at all? Lovely stuff.
Students with pastoral issues should go to student support. required for groundskeeping. Thank you. How desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities.
This trip was all about regional delights and cultural differences. One man's casual vol-au-vent is another's world-shattering epiphany. The people of Smogly have been crusting and dusting their fish for as long as anyone can remember. But at the recently opened What's the Batter, they use a unique cheesy gubbin crumb. Ho 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 ho! I can safely say that it was the cheesiest fish this DJ had ever eaten. That's a winner.
Attention. Your finger is not a toothbrush. Janitor required for groundskeeping. Thank you.
enjoy today's show as much as I enjoyed my trip around this wonderful, mysterious county of ours. But for now... talk about food has made me hungry. So I'm off to the fridge to take out the first thing I find and cover it in mayonnaise. Until next time, I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Cheers!
Attention, your finger is not a toothbrush. Welcome to the start of a new year. I'll be your host. Hello. Your body is a temple, and you wouldn't fill a temple with crisps. Some students have a long way to travel. Is that their problem or ours? Pastoral issues can be remedied by talking to a qualified librarian. Showering is technically but not socially optional.
Welcome back, fellow students. It's me, DJ Shorts, keeping me finger on the pulse of 2 Point County so you didn't have to. Today's topic: would Jasmine Odyssey be cooler if she was less popular? I didn't want to spoil it for you, but the answer is yes. Here's a pretty niche favourite of mine from an actor I cannot even pronounce the name of. It's pretty challenging stuff. Check it out.
Students eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat. Janitor needed in dormitory. Frequently asked questions. I believe that smell is you.
Man, I hear a lot of talk about snacks on campus. Although it's pretty derivative student chat, there's something I've got to say. Sure, cheesy gubbins are Well, fine. But if you're looking for a truly superior snack, you should try Grub Grubs, the snack that's made from real naturally expired insects. You might think I sound a bit crazy, I realise that, but I really appreciate the subtle taste. They do take a few months to arrive, but personally, I think it's worth it.
Is expanding, even more than usual. Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet. Announcement. Healthy body, healthy mind. I came up with that.
Now, it's time for a student story about a bakery that's jam-packed no more. Hugh, what have you got for us? I'm here at Old Widget Bakery in Hogsport, where for generations local students have been enjoying traditional jam donuts. But sadly, the sweetness ends here. The machine that fills the donuts with delicious fruity mixtures, such as red and green, has been suffering from jam rot, and finally went out of commission today. To honour the machine, the bakery is serving donuts filled with nothing. They may seem hollow, but their taste is one of poignancy. A fitting farewell to a fine confectionery friend. Starting next week, the bakery will be back up and running with a new machine looking to make new memories and serve lots of donuts.
Welcome, new students. We're more afraid of you than you are of us. The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. Students travelling long distances for their assignment should try moving faster.
You want to make stacks of easy cash, but reading about stocks is really boring. Invest in Bungle Coin. It's like other fictional cryptocurrency, but with 40% less saturated fat.
Students eating rubbish are reminded that you are what you eat. Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet.
Here at Campus Radio, some of the team were a little concerned to hear that our listenership has gone down over the past few months. But frankly, I'm not sure that I agree. I'd much rather our little radio community stay as small as possible. I don't want the crowd ruining it and taking us from a cool underground scene to something bland and mainstream. In fact, my dream would be pretty much no one listening at all. Just me, talking to myself, for myself, all day. Now that would be pretty excellent.
Attention, your finger is not a toothbrush. Student Union requires an assistant. Some students have a long way to travel. Is that their problem or ours? Showering is technically but not socially optional. issues can be remedied by talking to a qualified librarian.
Good morning. You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. You're listening to 2 Point Radio. This is Ricky Hawthorne. It's a few minutes past something. We'll check on those numbers while you listen to some music.
Students are reminded that you don't have to ask to go to the toilet. Approaching the end of the academic year. Try not to worry. Summer break would be a convenient time for construction.
It's funny how your routines can change after all these years. Lately, I've been enjoying a bowl of hog logs in the morning. It's true what they say in the advert. There just wasn't enough pig in my morning. This next song is for the hog log lady.
Students should check in before trying to learn. is technically but not socially optional. Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely.
Recently, while walking home, I was chased into a tree by a group of students barking like dogs. I went into a primal state of self-preservation, hissing at them like a feral cat. I've learned since that it was some kind of initiation for a society. Oh, I suppose now that I know it was a joke, I can see the funny side. Ha! Young people, eh? The terrifying scamps.
Janitor required in bathroom. Despite the rumours, the campus grounds are not a toilet. Congratulations. Research project complete. matter how desperate you are. No urinating on campus facilities.
Many of you are getting in touch about one particular sequel. Yes, the follow-up to Mr. Cushion's positively poisonous production, Perilous Spandex. The only thing hazardous about that particular picture is watching it. The sequel, entitled Perilous Spandex 2, The Handles of Love, received the coveted Piece of Garbage Award. A little award that I bestow to highlight, as a public service announcement really, those films most bereft of value in our county's rich tradition of abominable filmmaking.
Janitor required in lecture theatre. Janitor to clean up the place. Thank you.